Hey guys, welcome back. Illusion here with you again, like always. Back for another episode of the single-player modded series, or modded single-player series, however you want to put it. So, back for another episode. I think episode 9, 10, somewhere in there. Last episode, we worked long and hard to get the Steve's carts, miner cart, up and going. And unfortunately, we'll get a little bit of a rain issue today. So that actually did finish. Got it right here. I'll set it down on the car, on the track, so you can see coal engine, thermal engine, drill, torch placer, bridge builder, railer, internal tank, incinerator, and a couple chests and a chunk loader. So it took about 3 hours, but you know, finally got it done. Oops. Sometimes the pickaxe is just a little too strong. So this is kind of the project chest that I'm working on to set up a basically, I think I've broken this down into kind of a 3-phase ore processing plant and mining plant. And so I'm starting to kind of put everything together for that, and I have a pretty cool plan that's taken a lot of planning. In fact, I had about a 3-hour flight today, and I was sitting in first class with a little pen and paper doodling kind of the logic to set this up, and I think I finally have got the logic semi worked out, but just want to kind of show you the pieces and parts, and of course I got some logistics pipes stuff to kind of go with it. So I'm going to be basically setting this up off camera because I feel like I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, but I want to kind of show you where I'm starting off with some cargo managers, some module togglers, some liquid managers, some carts and stuff, and not only that, but I went ahead and made a cart to pick up the rails and bring them back once we're done. So, and that's going to run off a lava engine, a thermal engine. So, pretty cool. That only took about an hour and a half to build. So stick that in our project chest. And I guess I can pick this up. Also, what I did last episode, between the episodes, I built a nice, a very nice Tinker's Construct bow. Very, very happy with it. Fiery bowstring, paper tough binding, ardite body, and a HSLA steel crossbow limb. And without any upgrades on this right here, it automatically one-shots everything. The only thing that I put on here was moss, so they'll self-repair or self-regenerate. That's really the only thing I did, but it'll basically one-shot everything. Also, if I jump down here, I put in a coke oven because I need creosote oil to make tracks. So, started doing that. Looks like I need some more bottles, and then made a rolling machine to start making some tracks. So, I'll probably throw these in here. Should be able to request. What are we missing? 4 bottles of creosote. Okay, well, that's not that hard. 1, 2. I don't know how much liquid we had in there, but we should at least be able to get. Oh yeah. We got another 36 bottles in there, so we should definitely be able to get some decent amount of tracks going. So we'll put that in there, and oops. Let's do 3 stacks now. So pull the 61 up that I had, and then I'll craft the other remaining a little over 2 stacks. So, and I need to fix this up. I was working on this, but I had to craft a diamond chipset. Extractor Mark III. Oh, yeah. Mark II to Mark III. Let's wait. So now the reason I'm working so hard on getting these this mining system up ready to go is because I'm really short on resources. I was going to turn this into a chassis pipe. Chassis pipe. Chassis pipe. Chassis pipe. Okay, so yeah, I'm really short on resources, so I want to get this up and running. In fact, I've been taking the turtles down there, the mining, and just to let them do a little bit of just branch mining and just I'm down to 61 iron here, and then plus whatever I have in my iron chest, which is like another 2.5 stacks. So basically a little over three and a half, almost 3.5 stacks of iron, which is not much. So I want to get this guy going as soon as possible. Start getting some resources coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take a break and probably go work out a nice place to put this and start working through some of the logic, and I will bring you guys back and kind of work through some of the logic kind of after everything's put together, because I don't know, it might take me an hour or so to put it all together. So I just want to show you kind of the build up to where we were at, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, I'm back. So I've been working on this very elaborate mining system, and I've, since the last segment, which was last night, been working through this, got it all set up, and I'm ready to show you the final product. Well, the final project of phase 1. So first off, I came over into a bandit camp just a little bit southwest of the base, and I found tool bag. So once I finished raiding this village, look at all the stuff I got. And I didn't even pick everything up. I just picked up the stuff that mattered to me, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 portal guns. So it's not bad. One thing I was really glad to find was some ender pearls, because I need some ender pearls for this build. I've already put them in my system, but ender lily seeds. So I might actually maybe pop up an ender lily seed farm. That might be kind of fun. 6 division sigils, but yeah, you can see what I got. So it was a pretty good haul. You can see I got my 6th one right here, which is there going back to the base, so I can hop back and forth. So here's my project chest, or what's left of it. So let me work you through how this is going. Now I did have a little bit of trouble with the rail logic, so I did have to do a little bit of Google or a little YouTube searching to get help with the logic with these lockdown or these detector rails. But so this wasn't necessarily my full rail logic, but it was my design. Alright, so let's say the mining cart's actually down there, and let's just kind of work coming in to the track. Okay, so the first thing we have is a module toggler, and this will turn off as we go in. We'll turn off the chunk loader, because once the chunk loader is running, it uses power, and I don't want it to use power while it's in the lockdown tracks. I have a chunk loader over there. So then as we go blue, going towards the mine, chunk loader kicks back on, because I want to chunk load it all the way down there while it's down there, only off while it's up here so it's not burning power. So as we come in here, we'll make a right-hand turn and goes to this detector rail, and we have a cargo manager. This is unloading all the goodies, which goes into we were making that extractor Mark III module that distributes it to the logistics pipe network. So it comes around here, comes to this point, comes to this detector rail right here, and if I pop here, I have a detector manager. And what that detector manager is saying, if you are not a hardened drill, aka you are the railer, signal this switch motor and you're going to turn left and to have this kind of intermediate track. Okay, if you are, a drill, continue straight. So then we'll go over here. This one gets torches. This one gets rails, which I'm out of rails because it's been mining quite a while while I've been setting this up. And this one should be stone bricks for the bridge builder. Once you come here, you come down to this detector rail. Now this is the lockdown position. Okay, this is a detector right here. I'll show you that too. So once it gets a signal to advance from the detector rail, it'll advance here. This where it keeps it. If it does need any coal or charcoal, I'm using coal right now because I don't have a charcoal plant yet. But that's phase 2. It's kept coal here, and it'll refill any coal, which usually the thing's pretty good about, pretty self-sufficient. So, but that's just kind of a stopgap, just in case it needs any extra coal or charcoal to top off its tanks. And then it continues here, and this gets filled up with lava, and then back down. Now this intermediate track is where the railer parks. So once the railer gets released, it'll go here, go through, pick up its lava because it only has a thermal engine, and it's out of lava right now because I just broke it and replaced it to redo this logic. So that would be released and go through down there. Okay, now let's start talking about logic. Now this is the part where I really had fun. So you can see I have a detector here and a detective here, right? Here, well, we can watch kind of how things kind of run right here. You can see the cargo, or the thing is unloading, and it unloads a stack at a time, and this Mark III upgrade kicks a stack out at a time. So as soon as it comes in, it's gone. So that's why I use that Mark III upgrade, to make it as fast as possible. So we'll just follow along, which is perfect timing, that's why I started recording, because I knew it was down there. And it was just about finished up. Alright, so it's finished. Dropping all of its goodies off. It goes straight. Picks up any kind of resupply items. And we'll go now into its lockdown track. So now it's locked down, waiting for me to give it a... and you can see it's refilling the railer materials. That's waiting for me to get a signal. Now let's jump onto here. I left this open. So I have a detector here and a detector here. So this detector detects the railer, and that detector detects the miner. So let's jump down here. So what I have is this comes down here and feeds into an AND gate. Now this is all my logic. It's probably not fantastic, but in my limited redstone logic, it works for me. So it comes down here to this AND gate, and basically what I have this AND gate saying that is if the railer is in lockdown and you have an input from the player, which comes in on channel 2, release the miner, which this is the output right here, and you have to use rednet cable, which I found out to support the rails, nothing else will work, at least nothing that I tried. Conduit doesn't work, red alloy doesn't work, the bridged, the scaffold or structured red alloy doesn't work either, so you have to switch to rednet cable. So everything gets a signal, it releases. Okay, so which would release the miner, which I just have it set up right here to demonstrate, and off the miner goes. I'll sleep real quick. So now the miner's back at it. Now what also you saw, I had some other ones going to transmitters both on channel 1 and channel 3. So we'll jump back to the main base. So what I have right here is some color system. Basically, this is my channel 1 right here saying that blue light, the railer is in lockdown. Now with the miner was still in lockdown, this red light would come on, which comes in on channel 3. And then what I have right here is just a push button, which I haven't brought the wireless over because I'm still testing, and this would send the miner. Or I could flip this to a switch, and if I wanted to run it for multiple cycles, then I could switch this over to a switch instead of just momentary. So at a quick glance, I know what basically the status is. If the blue light's on and the red light's off, that means I know it's mining. If they're both lit up, I know they're both needing lockdown, and then there's an issue, or it's waiting for an input. Or if the red light's on, I know the railer's out there picking up rails, and probably should be out there kind of keeping an eye on them. So, and then I threw down a lever right here to release the railer, because I can change this anytime. If I'm going to be up here sending the railer, I'm probably going to be up here just kind of keeping an eye on things and kind of resetting and maybe changing my Y level or setting up a new path to mine. I don't know. So I just left that on a user switch right there. Alright, let's trace the wiring. So you pretty much can figure out all the wiring, the electricity spikes wiring from here. It's not real complicated. This chest right here is what supplies, well, this is supposed to be tracks right here. So this is I need to put this back up here. So as the railer comes back, this will put all the rails back in here and ready to send back over there. I have a coal barrel, so I can both provide from it and request off of it. Okay, trash can, because even though the thing does have an incinerator, it doesn't burn up everything, so I got this kind of ready to go. I'm actually looking for marble, so I just set up a marble barrel, and I had an extra barrel, so I just stuck it down, and I didn't know what I'm going to use it for, but it's there and ready. Okay, so seeing how it just came back without any goodies, that means there's an issue. So we'll run down there in a second. And you can see this is kind of where I'm at as far as materials coming in as I've been working on the system. So the good thing is I got lots of iron coming in because I need the iron. We can save a little bit of space and put those together. 34 diamonds, not horrible, but not fantastic either. And fair amount of redstone, and I can combine these two as well. Alright, so that's my storage system. Now if I jump up here, I have an infinite water from Magnetic Craft, supplying a igneous extruder making stone, going into an auto workbench making stone bricks, which has a provider pipe to provide stone bricks over here to my bridge builder. Makes sense? And then over here, I just have a manual chest, but when we start adding in the tree farm to it, this will be connected, and this is what makes me logs to planks, planks to sticks, and sticks to torches, and that's what keeps this one ready to go, full of torches to keep everything lit up. Looks like you are out of power. And these are those coal blocks that I had, or these coal coke blocks that I had when I was making the creosote oil to make all the rails. So I have this set up right here with a basic logistics pipe that eventually, once my tree farm comes up, this will be item requested for charcoal, and I've made a high temperature furnace because I want them to burn as quickly as possible to get the most power out of it, so it doesn't stack up too much. Whew, what a mouthful. So we can run down here and let's go see what the problem is down here at the bottom of the hill. So you can see I have it set for Y level 8 because it mines a 5x5 area, so that covers 8, 9, 10, basically 8 through 14 or whatever it is. I have another module toggler, and this is what turns the drill off and on. And you can see it's done quite a bit. It does not like to get these black ports that much. It kind of leaves them. It is smart enough to know that not to mine this one because it has lava underneath it. So that's nice. Same thing with over here, knows not to mine these. One thing I didn't notice when I set this up last night is I did not put a height detector in here. So I did have to remake the card, well, modify the card I should say, and added in the height detector. Well, yeah, it's not too big. Okay, this is where I left it last. Let's see what the problem is. Oh, you know what? It's out of tracks. That's exactly the problem. Because I only gave it like four stacks of tracks, maybe 4.5. So that's just perfect. Now we can test out the railer side of it, and we'll send the railer down here to pick up all the rails and bring them back. So one thing I do want to do real quick is I want to adjust this. I'll have everything off. Bam. Alright, drill orange direction. Yes, that is what I want. So we'll just fly back up here and we can kind of figure out how we want to do this. Now I could change the Y level. Yep, that's what it is. It's on rails. And you can see what I'm burning off: cobble, dirt, gravel, and andesite. Andesite was just the first one that came up, so that's what it got. That's what it got done. Alright, so what we could do is I could change the Y level, or what we could do is just turn it into more of a branch mine. And you can see what I'm getting, kind of basically this box material: emeralds, coal, iron, lapis, gold, redstone, and diamonds. So I say we just basically we're going to turn it off, turn into a branch mine. What I'll do, well, I'm going to have to manually do this because I emptied all the lava out. But once I should get it to there, it should take care of itself. And then we'll run down there and make sure it's doing like it's supposed to. One thing I do want to do this so it knows to send the rails back to there. Alright, now let's keep an eye on this guy. I want to make sure he's doing what he's doing. In fact, I will cut it and then we will kind of pick up here in a second. So I'll see you in a second. Alright guys, we're back. So the railer's coming back. I was just keeping an eye on it. Everything looks okay. And then my next big question is to make sure that this module toggler turns off the railer once we get up here, because it doesn't need to pick up all the rails going back up the hill. I'm just be silly. So we're going to find out. Please work. I hope this is going to work. I have not tested this. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So it's smart enough to know that, you know, even though it's not technically a drill, it knows to not pick that stuff up. And it's raining. So, if all goes smoothly, that should unload the rails, which should go into that first chest right there, which they did. and then it should turn around and going back into lockdown, and we should not be burning any more lava because the chunk loader is now off and done. I'll go ahead and sleep real quick. So that's what it looks like with both of the lights lit up, saying they're both in lockdown. And now the only other thing is that I need to keep in mind, and it would sort itself out, but this now has no rails. So we basically go to the bottom of the hill, then come back up, and then loop back around to pull more rails up. Which is not, it's just fine. You know, a little over 3 stacks of rails. So, I guess what we could do is I can just set up for another run. And the way I want to do that is I will just turn it. Do we really want to go that way? How big is this lava pool? Maybe not want to go that way. It's okay. What I'll do is like that. So it'll come down and it'll start hammering out that wall. I'll fly back up. And of course I'm going to make more rails, but I just made what I had with creosote oil ready to go. So 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. And we should just be able to. Oh, did I didn't bring back the transmitter. It's still up there. So if I want to leave it just kind of going through multiple cycles, I can just leave the lever on. Man, this will make this detector reel always powered, which means it's always got a signal to release. So excellent, excellent, excellent. So that is phase 1 of the mining project done. Now phase 2, which is going to be not as much work, but I got to get some resources together. Phase 2 is I'm going to make a tree farm slash plant farm, because that's going to feed into phase 3, and phase 3 is going to be more of the ore processing plant, which is going to take up probably not all of this bandit camp. And this is a lot of wool. I'm going to be using this wool. Probably do like the tree farm thing over here, and then the ore processing plant over here on this side. But one of the things I want to use is I want to get into magnetic crap for my ore processing. And I think I showed this the other day, but that I've been making refined iron, which is aka steel, the iron ingot steel, it's the ore dictionary. That way we can get into our immersive engineering. So I think I'm going to use immersive engineering and magnetic crap for our ore processing plant. But that's phase 3. But we have to have our plants and we have to have our trees. The tree farm has to support the mining operation, and we're going to need the plants to support the immersive engineering side. So that's kind of my phase 2, phase 3 project of this thing. And it's been a lot of work, but it has been fun. It's been quite a bit of fun, but we'll kind of continue to work through that. Thanks again for joining me. Hope you guys have a good day. See you in the next one.